quickly to the issue of the banks issue. And let me just, on October 20th, this Monday, the chairman, the secretary rather, said that the infusion of capital through preferred stock, talk about the equity investment here, to increase the confidence of our banks, I'm quoting them now, so that they will deploy, not hoard, their capital. And we expect them to do so. Now, many have assumed that this new capital would be used to make more loans, which are necessary to enable business to operate. However, recently the press has reported that several banks receiving the taxpayers' money intend to use it to buy other banks. The Washington Post reported, and I quote, J.P. Morgan Chase, BB&T, and Zions Bank Corporation have all said in recent days that they are considering using some of their federal money to buy other banks. About 10 financial institutions belong to the Financial Services Roundtable, which represents 100 of the nation's largest financial firms, are also considering making acquisition with their money. Now, I don't want to rule out acquisition as a step. And I think the word hoarding is the word that I sort of glomp onto. I appreciate the Secretary's comments because I can just tell you there'll be a vehement response up here if that's what's perceived of these dollars, is hoarding this money, providing that kind of cushion. So I appreciate the comments, but I think Senator Menendez said it well. What can you tell us, what guarantees, what assurances, what commitments are the Treasury going to extract from these lending institutions that they're not going to do this other than rhetorically begging them not to do it? I think we need more than just begging at this point.
Chairman, we share your view. It's a very important point. We want our financial institutions lending in our communities. It's essential. And so if you look at some of the detailed terms around the preferred stock purchase agreement, there are specific contractual provisions on how they can and cannot use the capital. As an example, we are preventing increases in dividends because we don't think it's appropriate to take government capital, the taxpayers' money, and then increase dividends. That doesn't increase capital in the financial system, so that's prohibited. Second, share repurchases are also prohibited. We don't want to put government capital in and then boost the stock price by buying back a bunch of shares. That's contractually prohibited. In addition, we've got other language in there focusing on commitments around increasing lending, working hard to help homeowners. Some of them are contractual provisions, others are more guidance in nature, but we share your view 100%. We want these institutions in our communities lending.
Are we going to insist upon it? Not just want it?
Well, we are insisting upon it through all of our actions, through all of every dialogue we have with these institutions. If you take the example of mergers and acquisitions that people have raised in the past week or so, we should look very carefully at that, because if we have a small bank, a failing bank in a community, that bank is not in a position to write loans for its small businesses, its homeowners. If a larger bank, a stronger bank, is able to acquire that and capital is put into that combined entity, that community is now better served. And so we have to be very careful about not discouraging prudent acquisitions, because that can actually help us get through this troubled times that we're in right now.
I agree with that. It's like I said, that I'm not ruling out the acquisition. The hoarding notion is the one that really is distracting. Senator Shelby.
Thank you.